Hey everyone, happy spooky season once again. I am bored now, back with you today to talk about the cult classic Near Dark from 1987. So this is the vampire western movie directed by, at the time, a very young and up and coming director, Kathryn Bigelow. It's one of the movies that sort of put her on the radar as a director to watch out for, and for many it's quite a unique vampire movie for the time. Did a few different things with the genre which hadn't really been done before, but over time, as I said, it's become more of a cult favourite than maybe a movie which everyone like raves about necessarily. The people who love it really love it, and I definitely count myself in that. So me and Madison did a watch along of this the other night. I'll direct you towards that. I'll put that in this video, the link to that, because probably us watching and reacting to it is a little more interesting than this review is going to be. But I will sum up some of my thoughts and why I love this film so much, and why, in my opinion, it is still Kathryn Bigelow's best movie. Like, she's done a lot of really good movies, but this is still my favourite of hers. The movie I've only grown to love really over the years. So the setup is you've got Adrian Pastel, who plays Zeb, a young man who's out one night drinking. He picks up this young, vulnerable, seemingly naive girl called May, played by Jenny Wright. And there's a bit of flirtation back and forth, but May is very awkward around him, doesn't seem to want to commit to going home with him, to like spending time with him. So she's given him these sort of warning signs, and of course, because we know it's a vampire movie, we know exactly why she's given him the warning signs. She literally gets physical because she gives him a bite, and it turns out to be a bite which turns him, and from that point on, he's fighting for his life. He's fighting to stay a human and not a vampire. But for a long time in the movie, he doesn't know that he's being turned into a vampire.
Something I want to show you. Night.
What about it?
It's dark.
I noticed.
It's also bright. It'll blind you.
I can't see.
Well, listen. Do you hear it?
Listen, I don't hear nothing.
Well, listen hard. Do you hear it?
Hear what?
The night, it's deafening. Listen hard.
Sure haven't met many girls like you.
No, you haven't met any girls like me.
May has this whole other family of vampires. So you've got a big cast of Lance Henriksen, who plays the dad of the family. You've got Bill Paxton, Jeanette Goldstein, who was in Aliens. She's in this as well as the mother of the family, brother of like the May character. So a whole family of vampires. Zeb has his own family as well. He has a father and also a young sister called Sarah. So you've got that side of thing with him being drawn in a way into this new way of life, and maybe romanticizing about becoming a vampire and staying with this family of vampires, but then the dangers of that and that impacting on his other family. So those are big themes in the movie, and that is why it is such a satisfying, engrossing film to watch, partly because of the dynamics with the characters and how the film plays with it. You can treat the May-Caleb relationship as just their angst-ridden young people who are just drawn to each other, but then that works as a metaphor for Caleb maybe trying to escape his mundane life, maybe considering being drawn to a darker, more exciting life, literally into each other. There is an attraction, there's a fascination, and a romance blossoms, which then raises things when it comes to him being further drawn into this way of life. And if it was just May, that would be one thing, but because he has to deal with her family who maybe aren't so innocent, I think that is partly the beauty of the movie, is you've got a whole family of vampires, and the way they're portrayed is they're almost portrayed as a regular family who still have drama, because when various things happen in the movie, they start having fights and falling out the way a regular family might. The way they play with the metaphors, I think, is very satisfying, because we were saying the other night that it does lean into the romance more than we thought. Like, that is quite a big part of the movie. But if you didn't have these other characters that are going to put Caleb in threat and put his family in threat, then it wouldn't be as satisfying. Like a young sister, Sarah, who's very like adorable and likable, and we get some nice brother-sister scenes with them. And the dad, who's very likable as well. Like, he's a good, solid single father, because at one point when Caleb is dying, because for a long time after he's been bitten and he doesn't know exactly what's going on, he's staggering around for a long time, keeps that to himself for a long time, where he's just looking, because at one point he wants to get a hotel room for the night. But later on in the movie, the father agrees to like give him some of his own blood, and he's there transferring the blood, so you really get the sense that he's got a loving family. But that definitely adds to wanting to root for Caleb, because if it was just him on its own, it may be a bit harder to care as much. So it's a smart choice giving him a likable family, because then they just add to the tension and the stakes of the movie. And the fact that some of the dynamics between the vampire family and Caleb is so complicated. But you've got a fantastic cast of characters, because like Adrian Pastel, I think he's good for the role because he is so fresh-faced and he was an unknown at this time. And I do think Jenny Wright is very good as May as well. But like, you can't really hang the movie on them, because Adrian Pastel doesn't have the most personality and the range of some of the other cast. The look of the film is fantastic, you know, like the wild hair of the mother, the Jeanette Goldstein character, for example, and everything feels very grimy and lived in, so it's got that classic sort of 80s look. The casting of the vampire family just bring things to life, like obviously Lance Henriksen with his gone out eyes and his scary voice, very menacing. And then Bill Paxton, who again, this would have been quite an early role, but it's the year after Alien, so I guess he was starting to become quite well known. He's just having such a ball in this role. Like, he's got so many of the film's standout lines. He's so charismatic and sexy and dangerous, and he's just fantastic. He's one of those you enjoy watching, even though he's doing like some messed up, nasty things. And I think a lot of the times he's doing those things to people who are kind of arseholes anyway, and people who are like being very sleazy in the movie, at the seedy underbelly of life, and maybe some of these arseholes have it coming as well. But Bill Paxton is so fun to watch in many of the scenes, but you've got like this classic bar scene.
Shots, whatever donkey piss you're shoving down these cocksuckers' throats.
Hey! You spilled my drink.
Well, why don't you lick it up off the bar, meatball?
Why don't you lick it up yourself?
Hey, ever tell you the one about Buffalo Bill? Oh, hell, you're all right. Come on, give him another. Bartender, that'll be a double shot of your very best watered-down shit right here. If you're not gonna serve me a drink, well, I'll just have to drink his. How can you drink that shit?
Just the glass.
Just the glass?
The glass. You're shaking all over.
nervous? I would be too if I were you, but then again, I'm not you. You know, your skin is as soft as a preacher's belly.
Don't you want the beer?
No, honey, the drink's on me.
Fuck with me. I hate them when they ain't been shaved. It's finger licking good. You having a little trouble with your hog leg there?
There's a fly on the ceiling.
What a lovely way to burn.
Go.
I really like the way that scene plays with you and shifts between like dark and lighter or funnier tones. So some dark comedy with like the Bill Paxton character. Caleb at times is almost like a regular guy in the bar with like his kind of over the top charismatic and who goofs about, so you can almost from his point of view, when he doesn't quite realize how serious this stuff is or these people are, he sort of sees it as that, like when the Bill Paxton character is like kind of joking around and stuff at first and acting a bit macho, he just dismisses as a, oh okay, just a drunken guy in the bar messing around, and how things slowly turn really dark and disturbing. And that's what I love about the scene, how it plays out pretty much in real time, and it makes it all the more effective, and just how it uses the various characters, and we get to see what this family is and how dangerous they are. Son, like him shooting that guy and him getting off on the violence of the older members of the family, but just something Madison was saying about how shocking it is just to see him casually smoke, and that's like a whole deal. And obviously with vampires it doesn't really matter, there's no effects the way there is in humans, but she's right, like it's just a weird image seeing a kid like that acting so adult. The subplot with Homer is he takes a liking to Caleb's sister Sarah. I guess one of the more contrived parts is then Sarah and the father just happens to be at the same hotel as the vampires and Caleb, and he bumps into her like outside when he's getting a Pepsi. Quite a lot of product placement for Pepsi in the movie, by the way. Brings her back to the room, and that's when the two worlds sort of collide. So even though it's a little bit contrived how it happens, I do like everything that comes from it. Because again, a little like May and Caleb, I think these are just two young kids who, like, at first at least, there's no thoughts in Homer's mind about, okay, I'm going to turn her into a vampire. I think he's just got a little bit of a crush on a girl who's a similar age to him, and they're almost hanging around like kids would, just watching TV, things like that. But when the family notices her and it's like, okay, you're bringing a human into this, what's going on here? And again, it raises the tensions and makes you root for Caleb, or at least root for his family. The whole scene is just fantastic, like the mood of it, the flow of it, how disturbing it is. Like obviously Bill Paxton having a blast walking across the bar, and just the little touches like the bartender so freaked out of his mind he's struggling to get the gun loaded in time. The use of music in the film is really well done as well, like we see in the scene, like the use of that cover of Fever but also having this sort of quite light-hearted country style music, which is playing out the backdrop to this really violent, over the top scene. The film is very stylish and moody, and that's a big part of it as well. Like, the Western setting is such a big part of the movie, and you've got this really haunting music by Tangerine Dream, who are known for producing some great film scores. This may well be their best. Like, it's really haunting and atmospheric. I can't imagine it being shot anywhere else, like the way they use the landscape. There's some great shots. One of the iconic ones is of the vampires on the hill, and you've got all dust surrounding them, and it's a nice far off shot. And there's also a great shot with them in the field at one point, and you've got these massive, we weren't quite sure what you call them the other night, but like these massive digger things. I think the only other time I've seen them is in another 80s film, Beverly Hills Cop 2. I think that's the only other time I've seen them in a movie. But yeah, massive digger things, almost like skyscrapers, but digging into the ground. And that's a great shot of them. And then there was something happening with the characters in the same shot. You've got some cool lightning to add to the mood also. Distinct shots, very atmospheric movie. As I said, great characters, great drama, and some original spins on the vampire movie, which hadn't really been done, and I'm sure influenced some other movies as well. Which makes it such a great film is how it mixes all these different genres. So horror, western, you've obviously got like a gothic romance, you've got drama with the family, lots of suspense, you've got some dark comedy in there, you've got action scenes, some great action scenes in the movie because Catherine Bigelow is great with action. There's a scene later which is a truck scene with Bill Paxton. It's got Terminator vibes, that scene, which is funny because Catherine Bigelow was married to James Cameron for a while, so it's possible she might have taken some inspiration from Terminator. And there's also some great action in the big finale to the movie as things are amping up very nicely. And that little shit Homer definitely had that coming by the end, and a strangely beautiful way for the parents to end up. Also, it's a very memorable end to a great movie. I'm going to give Near Dark 9 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you checking it out. It is free on YouTube if you don't happen to have a copy, because I know it can be quite a hard one to track down sometimes. Let me know what you think of the movie in the comments below. If you've seen it, like and subscribe. Share me out on social media if you want more of this sort of content and want to help the channel out monetarily. There's a couple of different ways you can support me at patreon.com/borednow. So you get a bunch of extra perks, including movie and TV commentaries over there. I am planning soon to start watching and doing commentaries for all the Scream movies, all 6 up to now to get ready for Scream 7 next year. You also get bonus clips which don't appear on YouTube. You can also help me out as a channel member. There's 3 different tiers for channel memberships, which I will link in the description to this video. So I'll do a read along, for example. So I've been reading Joe Hill's Black Phone series at the moment. Some of them have been appearing for channel members. Also, I do the odd occasional exclusive watch along. If you want to make a one-off donation, you can do on my PayPal account, which is linked on the channel, or you can give me a super chat. And you can also hype up the video. Hit the hype button because it helps it get out there to more people. But thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you're enjoying October. I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Separate your head from your shoulders.
Do it fast.
All right.
Good times roll. Woo! No! You might as well just kill me then, too.
Caleb Colton no longer belongs to our world. We'll give him a week to see if we can call him one of us. He belongs to hers.
But you have to learn to kill.
He belongs to theirs.
I want to kill.
He makes you kill tonight.
And they all belong to the night.
It's 3 hours short for a bus ticket home. You help me out?
What are you on?
Believe me, I told you.
Just don't think of it as killing. Evening. Don't think at all. It's just something that you do night after night. It's only ever a question of how.
You nervous? I would be too if I were you. Near Dark.
It'll be your boys falling in with control. Check out time.
Bought yourself some time, son.
God damn, this is my family. Let him go.
Near Dark. Pray for daylight. The night has its price.